Okay, we're all ready to go here in Mexico. Welcome to round 5 here at the Autodromo Jimenez Rodriguez circuit in the heart of Mexico City, high up where the air is thin, and unfortunately it seems to have scared a few drivers off this afternoon. Only 12 runners, which is a bit of a disappointment, but Dougie is back, so yeah, I'm sure we'll have a little bit more to talk about than we did last week, that's for sure. Welcome back, Dougie.
Hello and welcome to Mexico. Despite there only being 12 people, less than what they had Q2 in Russia at this Grand Prix yesterday. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very, very open race. It looks like likely, because we don't have so many main players in it, Manuel Hamilton might walk it, I feel. But you never know, it's racing and everything can happen. So there could be some few surprises. Martin might get his first win. So it looks quite wide open in Mexico today.
Yeah, unfortunately they still not fixed the sound glitch, so we're not going to be able to ride on board with anyone that's got that, that's for sure. Mini just coming around now. He's on, yeah, outlap. Yeah, so we've actually got a few new drivers as well. They're not all here today. Number 1 Taffy, some of you may remember from before, he's back in F3, but he's not racing today, not quite sure why. Void's Cod as well returning, and they will take the places of VSR Blizzard, who has left the league, and also VSR Francis, who has also left the league. Super Guy is not racing today for whatever reason that is, and I'm not quite sure about everyone else, which leaves us with 5 drivers. Oh, I think it's actually 4 drivers that we're missing. So that's that. Anyway, just a quick look at this. Ol's also missing. Ollie Flavo, I believe, is in the session. Yep, he is. Bulldogs again not showing up, which is a disappointment. And yeah, he's only showed up to 1 race, which was last week, and he ended up getting taken out, so not the best there. Take it like
there's quite a few absentees, and obviously some people are out of the league, which is a shame, because I thought that they could have done very well. But it is what it is, people have different commitments. But during this qualifying, it's going to be quite interesting to see how they can beat a 14.5, which isn't a very relatively quick lap, but I feel it's so early in qualifying, I feel like they might go even quicker than that. So we're looking at a low 13, high 13 to be for pole position, you'd imagine, but depending on how they would do their laps, it'll be kind of interesting to see how they'll do that.
Yeah, as you say, the lap times aren't exactly optimal at this stage. You've got 2 Ferraris, 1 and 2. In fact, I think Ferrari are the only team along. You've got Red Bull and Toro Rosso as well, Sauber as well, actually. So there's quite a few teams with 2 drivers. I was going to say there's a lot of teams with only 1 driver, but not the case. As Mini one's a little bit wide coming through the S section, and he's backed right off here, so he did indeed invalidate. I wonder if he's going for a second run here. Is he on the Ultras? He is. So again, Mini going for the harder compound at the start. Everyone else opting for the Ultras. Sorry, the Hypersoft tyres. Apart from Zonda and obviously the Lee, who has crashed out. Ollie Flavo actually has the... oh, he's got the Hypers fitted now. So he's just about to come out of his pit box.
You can imagine now that if people were kind of interesting, it'd be kind of interesting to see, actually, so I say, if Mini goes on the Ultras, just qualifies P11 and just gets a fresh set of the Ultra Softs, because he and Lee will be on those fresh tyres. If it finishes like this, definitely Lee, because he's retired, but so it'll be interesting to see how they would do during the race, because in the past it's known that 11th down, you could tend to do well. You could probably win the race even from that position back. So because all you have is the fresher tires. So it depends if they've either addressed that, or they can actually have that pace to actually potentially win and beat Manuel Hamilton at the moment, who is on position on pole.
Yeah, of course, unlike some of the other tracks we've raced this season as well, it's got 2 huge straights, so it's very easy for overtaking here. And although you've got that tight, complex last sector and the fast-flowing middle sector, it really is a track where overtaking, is very you can stick a move up the inside of quite a few corners, even though it doesn't seem the best place to do it. And it does mean of course, with the different sectors as well, that you can run quite a few different setups, and you know, we've got quite a few guys that I would expect to be running different setups, you know, straight line speed and corner speed, and I would expect the guys that are running two stops to be running a much more aggressive setup here today.
Yeah, exactly. I think feel like half the grid would probably do a two-stop. It'd be very, very, very impressive if you do a one-stop here, knowing how to manage the tires very well. Because it's 36 laps. It's such a short lap, but it's such a lot of laps to do on those tires. So it'll be interesting to see how they can actually address that, and also how they can manage the tires throughout the stints. So,
yep.
There you
So
go.
it'll be interesting to see. I'm presuming everyone on the Hypers will do a two-stop. The tyre compounds available for this weekend are the Hypers, Ultras, and Super Soft. So again, same as Canada. And similar strategies as well, so we could see again the same strategies play out, and obviously Mini opting for the Ultra Soft, although he's gone out onto the Hyper Soft, so we obviously feel we can't take those Ultra Soft again, which is interesting because normally if you go out on the harder set, do sort of 2/3 of a lap, but you can actually do 2 flying laps as well, so I'm not quite sure why he's opted for the Hyper Softs at the end of that stint, lap, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either, but maybe he feels like he could probably go on up the height of the grid and try and do the two-stop to probably be quicker for him. Maybe he can't be able to do it on just one stop, but we'll see how his lap goes. There's a nice clean exit onto 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my goodness, that onboard is horrible. Alduro and Manuel Hamilton still in the garage. We've got 6 minutes to go still in qualifying here in F3. Kingdom JJ trying to make the Ultra Softs work as well. We'll see how he gets those working. He's currently P6, which, mind you, two drivers that are still running haven't set a lap time. Shane retired. I'm not quite sure what happened there. So yeah, both the Lee and Shane out early on. Shane did set a lap though, whereas the Lee didn't, so the Lee will start stone dead last, unfortunately for him.
I mean, if about to complete his lap, I think it'll probably be a pole, 14.4.
14.4, we've missed that unfortunately because it was revving the engine out, or so the game was telling us. Not by much though, considering there's only 5 minutes left in the session. You would have expected him to have gone at least a little bit faster. But it is a tricky track, and probably just wanted to get a good, clean lap in before he could really push at the end.
Yeah. If all he does is go out again, he is on the first set as well. P11, P12 would be kind of key, so again, Lee is obviously retired.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be taken by Shane the Boss and Lee, so if you could set a lap on Ultras, that's really going to help you. Kingdom JJ at the moment, P7, he's not going to be pushed massively further down. He's actually got someone behind him. Who's that? Oh, it's Mini. So
one is enough.
So I don't know if Kingdom JJ's trying to improve. He's well down on his time. Yeah, he's definitely on an in-lap.
Is he actually pushing?
Pretty sure he's on an in-lap. Yeah, he's running no ERS. Actually, having said that, well, he's well off the Delta time, so he's definitely not on a flying lap. Whether he's on an out lap or not. He's coming into the pits, yeah. Mini as well into the pits. Not quite sure what's going on here. I can't skip to Milan, that's really awkward. What's going on there? Okay, so I can't see Milan's car, lovely.
You can't see Milan's. He's
That's a really weird glitch. There we go. Okay, it just kept skipping past it. That was a really weird glitch there. I've never seen that before. So yeah, Mini currently on pole by less than a tenth. Apologies for that, sorry. But yeah, as we were saying, Mini on pole by just under a tenth of a second. Alduro a further just over half a tenth down as well. So at top 3 at the moment is very close. Marklin just outside of those guys as well. Ollie's still yet to set a lap. Let's try and find Ollie. Where is he? It's on a lap now. Comes down into turn 1. Not too much inside curve. What about turn 2? Try and judge from this angle. Very conservative over the curbs. Interesting from Ollie. You'd say he's probably one of the faster drivers here, especially tonight. He should probably be challenging for a podium.
Yep. Attacking it quite well. Through into 4 and 5, but taking it as calm as possible. Doesn't need to like push it way to be on the limit. But
yeah, it does look like a very conservative lap from Ollie. Not taking too much curb, avoiding the curbs. Not there necessarily though. Very aggressive over that curb. It just looks like he's trying to get it. He backed off?
Yeah, he backed out.
Definitely backed
he
off.
invalidated from that inside curb that you mentioned.
One curb he attacked and it all went wrong.
Yep. I mean, he doesn't necessarily need to set a fast up. He's in 11th, which will get him a free set of tyres, as they mentioned.
Yeah, of course there is that, but obviously if he wants to start further up, then he's going to need to put a lap in.
Yeah, he does. And he goes again. Will he have enough fuel is questionable, but let's see how well he goes.
So going for a second time on the Hypersoft. Marklin pole with a 14-1. Now then, this should be interesting. He's retired from the session.
Yep.
Ollie's going around on another set on the Born Hypers. Sorry, get that eventually.
Yep. Aldoro goes P2 with the 14.3.
Oh, so is he? Oh, yep. Okay, he's definitely retired then. Not quite sure what's going on there on the grass. Mini on an out lap. He's got plenty of time. Not quite sure why he's going so quickly through that S section. He'll burn through the tyres. Manuel Hamilton coming round into the final sector to begin his lap. Just warming, I say warming the tyres up, he's going very slowly. So Aldoro will be sitting on a 14.2, or 14.3, sorry. 14.301 from Aldoro. Can Manuel Hamilton or Mini go faster? Mini coming onto his lap now, so these two also going for pole. And that is Ollie way off the pace in 5th, and that is him done. And I don't think anyone bar Milan has really got a chance here of improving. Manuel Hamilton then through the first sector. He's down on his previous time. Where is Mini? Let's see what Mini does in his first sector. We're not going to get a delta unfortunately on that one. See what Manuel Hamilton does now through the S section. Quite conservative on the curbs again. Nice through the S section. Tidy through there. Not necessarily the quickest, but tidy. He's up 55.3. What is Mini doing further behind? Middle sector.
Invalidated.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he's well off. Kingham JJ, good lap there, puts in P4. Manuel Hamilton then, half a tenth up, and he's backed off here, I think. Yep. Backed off. Mini has backed off as well. So that's a shame because it looked like we might have good battle for pole there, but in the end the last two guys bottling their laps. But as you said, Marklin could get his first pole position.
And he has. Pole position with a 14.1.
So that concludes qualifying here in Mexico. We're just waiting for Kingham JJ to finish his lap. Finishes in lap rather. And then we'll go through the grid. But it does mean that Shane and Lee will get choice of tyres. And Shane almost going faster than Eusebio. I'm pretty sure he'll be grateful for the fact that he is starting on the fresh set. So then, the grid for the Mexican Grand Prix here in F3 is Marklin on pole with a 14.1. Aldoro just behind, just over a tenth behind on a 1:14.3. Mini in third with a 1:14.4. Kingham JJ only just slower, missing out on that third place, but he will start P4 again on the Hypersoft tyres. There's Manuel Hamilton P5, 14.5 for him. Ollie 2/10 down on the Renault. And we'll just load into the final classifications now. I think there was a couple of grid penalties though that were chucked in there as well, wasn't there? Yeah, Don Rajib, so he will start down at the back, which will bump the two Irishmen up. And it will also bump up Eusebio and Hot Zonda. Ollie P6, Manuel Hamilton 5th, P7 is Milan, P8 will be Zonda, P9 will be Eusebio, P10 will be Shane the Boss, P11 will be the Lee, and last on the grid will be Don Rajib, who is making his debut tonight. Quite a spread out grid actually. You've got top 8 within a second and then everyone else sort of dropping off towards the back, was a shame because it could be quite a good race for the top spot today.
Yeah, it could be it's very wide open, I'd say, because obviously it's such a long race, 36 laps. That's a lot of laps to hang on for the tyres to do a one stop. I think most likely two stop will be the way to go for most. I think that's why they went on the hypersofts, just so they can probably get the ultras and super softs to the end. But it's looking like the people who are starting 11th and 12th, which is Don Rajib and it was Lee. Could be actually very good for the race as well. As long as they keep to the pace and actually do some decent time, they could actually get a podium. So we'll see how their pace goes during out the race, and yeah, see how Marklin gets along. Hopefully he doesn't make too many mistakes starting off the grid, pole position as well.
Kim JJ will receive a reprimand for skipping the 2-minute prep period. We still haven't had one this season yet, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean this is the longest we've ever had, so there you go. So as they go through the formation up.
Marklin burning through those rear tyres straight away. Let's just get the tyre information up. That's the one we want. No, where's it gone? There we go. So tyres, everyone starting on the Hypersoft apart from Lee, so that's interesting. Obviously, actually, why is Shane on the Hypersoft? He had choice of tyres because
he was dropped down to 10. He got promoted up to 10th, didn't he?
Does it work like that then? I'm pretty sure if you
yeah, it works like that.
Oh wow, so Shane getting the short end of the stick, that's for sure. The Lee will be the only starter on Ultrasoft.
Yeah, if you get promoted up the grid, you would start on those tyres, because he did set a lap of a 16.5, I believe, and it was like 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, of course. Well, I know that Don Rajib, obviously, because he got a grid penalty, he will have to start on the tyres. Marklin has gone flying. Pole position's got to his head a little bit. Likewise did it get to Alduro last week, but Alduro much more conservative on his tyres today. But Marklin's gone racing off. He's gone in that Red Bull. But
really has.
Should be a very good race to watch. Although, let's be honest, it hasn't exactly been action-packed before in F1. Not many talking points in the races before, though we did have a terrific race in F3 back in Season 6 when Good Aids and Trizzy Antonio, of course, both have raced in F1 now. And they were racing for that top promotion spot at the time. And it was a great race to watch. But since then, we haven't really had much, so hopefully these boys can show us how it's done today. And keep it nice and clean going into turn 1, because it is pretty much a drag race, let's be honest.
Yeah, it is a drag race line all the way to turn 1, and then another drag race from 3 to 4, so let's see how they go on.
Here we go then. 5 red lights here in Mexico. And we are away. That is such an annoying glitch. I really need Cody's to patch that, but they are away at last. And Alduro, a much better start. Kingham JJ as well on the start, already getting past, and it looks like it could be. Oh, is that puncture? It looked like there. I'm not quite sure what was going on. Mini trying to go all the way around the outside. He's made contact with the Red Bull. Oh my goodness, there's a sandwich, and that's round goes Marklin, and once again it's gone from bad to worse. Ollie's off in the grass. But it is Alduro who leads the race. Zonda's up into P2. One Red Bull replaced by the other. Kingdom JJ P3. It's Manuel Hamilton P4. Don Rajib up from the back into P5. It's Mini trying to make ground up again. He's down in P6. It's gone horribly wrong for the Mercedes driver. The lead up into 7th place on the O-Self. We've got Force India there. It's Eusebio in the wrong car, I believe, as well. He's meant to be in the Williams. Milan as well. He's gone already. Sorry, no, that's Ollie. So both the Salvas having appalling race starts. But it is Alduro who leads them away. Zonda in P2. All the way up from what I think was 8th. Eusebio's retired already. And it's we've already lost a driver. We've only started with 12. Not the best start by any means for quite a few of the drivers today.
It was chaotic, wasn't it? Like, I think Martin kind of was like the cork in the bottle, had an awful start, and then just was pretty much sandwiched in between the Renault, I believe, and the Ferraris, and it's kind of like looked like you just like had like no pace coming up from the start. As Aldoro does go away up well.
Yep, getting a nice lead now, and it is Zonda under threat with the slipstream. No DRS, of course, yet.
King MJJ pushing in front and going to the inside.
Things better. Oh, and he may have just cut back in front of Hamilton. I think he did, you know. He had to compromise his line there, the Ferrari driver. Mini chasing down the Toro Rosso as well.
Hamilton had a great drive from the exit of turn 3, and he has a run on King JJ. We're on the outside, can he go to make this move stick? Does kind of step back and turns.
Is he alongside enough? He is trying to force his way past the Renault, and he's made it stick. Good driving there from the Ferrari. Meanwhile, his teammates a 2-second lead ahead of this man, Hot Zonda, in front of him. We've already had 3 stoppers on the first lap. Not good.
Not a great start, but now Hamilton has sights on Zonda. Can he be able to defend from Zonda? From Hamilton.
Oh, we've got yellows in sector 2. Oh, it's Mini and Lee. I'm not quite sure what's happened there.
I just saw wheels pop off.
It looks like they've tangled, yep. So we're down to 9 runners inside the first 2 laps. Not quite sure what's happened there. Lee was running behind him, so I don't know if he's tagged him or something. Shane is back out the pits along with Ollie and Marklin. And basically we're down to 6 runners that are going to be fighting for that. In fact, 5 runners, because Milan's already been hindered. Which means that it's just these top 5 guys really.
On the defense for P2 from Hamilton. Again, Hamilton has
what a slide from Zonda! And it's allowed Hamilton to get close. Not close enough though, he's just going to tuck in behind. Didn't get DRS, goes to the outside, looks to the inside, but thinks better of it. Lock up from the Ferrari. Oh, Zonda sideways again! Manuel Hamilton up the inside, both Ferraris then, 1 and 2.
KMJJ and Donner Chip. Honda goes really wide.
Oh my goodness, Honda is all over the place, isn't he? He can't keep that car in a straight line, and unfortunately I think a bit of desync occurred there because the back end of the car just wasn't sticking. But to be fair to King JJ, he couldn't really go anywhere. He was slowing down so much, and Zonda just clearly hasn't got a setup for this track.
He doesn't, and I think...
Oh, Don Rajib has gone straight on coming into the stadium section.
Yes, he has. I just noticed that as soon as it came up.
What's gone on there? He's spinning around. He's going to have overheated them rears quite a bit. He might have to pit off those actually. Zonda's in the pits, so hyper-soft tyres not lasting for some of these guys. Tyre management clearly isn't their strong point.
Yeah, 4 laps for most people, and it's only Aldoro at the moment with a 3-second gap lead to his own teammate Hamilton.
Well, we've seen the hyper-softs before, in Singapore especially, how quickly they went off. Alduro was the major sufferer there, but at the moment you have to say you'd expect, especially on a track where tyre deck isn't massive and there's not a lot of overheating particularly, you would have expected them to take them at least another couple of laps, surely.
You'd imagine so. Like maybe it's just setup wise, like it's just sliding all over the place and the tyres just overheating and they're just not giving up. They just lose so much grip after like 2 or 3 laps. As point proven, as Aldoro lost 1.4 seconds in that middle sector alone from Hamilton. Hamilton's flying.
He is suffering, yeah, the back end just there stepping out. We were just riding on board very...
Oh, as Hamilton loses the back end.
Tell you what, both the Ferraris are really struggling here. And if Aldoro pits and Manuel Hamilton decides to pit, this could be a huge issue. But Aldoro goes on, Manuel Hamilton goes on. They're soldiering on for now. Kingdom JJ is getting there. And he's just dropping off now. Milan as well. Really, it's just the Ferraris that are fighting now. Zonda's beginning to catch the Toro Rosso in front. Can't believe that Don Rajib hasn't actually pit off those Hypersofts because he's struggling massively. Zonda's gone deep again. And now Hamilton, it's not going well for him at the moment. He's already got a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, it's because he ruined his tyres on that mistake. And then, I'm surprised he hasn't pitted yet, as Zonda does have DRS on Don Rajib.
Yep, past he goes then, down into turn 1. Is the Toro Rosso going to defend? Oh, wrong car. No, he's not defending at all. He's got no ERS already burning through it.
Yeah, the tire's only lasting 4 laps, and Manuel Hamilton is now all over the back of Aldora for the lead. Aldora is struggling for tyre grip.
My goodness. Oh, they're taking each other out! Unbelievable! The two Ferrari drivers were running 1 and 2, and they've collided. That is a huge moment. Oh my goodness, you would have not written that. You couldn't have seen that coming. Oh my goodness me. Both Ferraris damaged. I can't believe they're both still running. Huge accident there. And they're both going to have to pit, both with major front wing damage. And Milan's going to pick up what is going to be second place unless he pits.
King MJJ takes inherits.
And he stays out. He's staying out with the wing damage. Oh my goodness. In Aldora comes defending the Ultra Soft, so he's definitely 2-stopping. Zonda's going to get past him. Oh my goodness, you could have not seen that coming. Unbelievable.
It was a bit. I mean, Aldora's tires was absolutely shot. Tried to correct it, and then just went sliding into his teammate.
Unbelievable.
So unfortunate.
So Kingham JJ in the Renault, who hasn't particularly had a good finish yet this season, is currently leading the Mexican Grand Prix, and he's not only leading, he's got an 8-second gap, and he's building on that as well over Milan, who has also not had particularly decent results recently. So for some drivers today, it's been an absolutely brilliant first few laps.
It really has. So unexpected first 6 laps.
Kingham JJ from the first 4 rounds has had a combined total of 28. He's almost going to double his points total and will be sent flying up into the promotion spots. And along with Milan, they're both on the same points. So these guys are going to be right up there for the promotion spots now. Aldora down in P8. He's on a fresh set of Ultra Softs. He's got Marklin in front, who is struggling already. Manuel Hamilton does come in. Of course, he didn't pit, which was not quite sure whether he should have pit or not last lap, because obviously his teammate came in, he would have been held up even more. And there seems to be a bit of a glitch as well in the pit lane, where if you pit after your teammate and you get a front wing, they won't actually change your front wing. So maybe he knows about that. Oh my goodness, Marklin. He's already been passed by Aldoro. He is so slow. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Having qualified pole, clearly he's running a quali setup because that car just doesn't look stable. Trying to tuck in behind the Ferrari now, saving a bit of ERS. And Aldora will have DRS again down into turn 4, and you can definitely tell that these guys aren't quite race setup ready, so to speak, because they are suffering.
Yeah, they are really suffering. Even the top 2 look like they're sliding all over the place. So let's see when
Milan! Oh my goodness! Lost it coming out of the S section, and again, just to reiterate the point, these guys just haven't got race setups on. Very much time trial, so to speak, or race or quali setups, which means they burn through the tyres very quickly, and it means the ballast is very high. Which what that means is that the back end steps out massively, and if you're not on a wheel, it makes it even harder to save.
Yeah, it really does, and it's case in point, like, everyone looks like they're struggling. Even Hot's 3 laps in his tyres, and he's already sliding all over.
Yeah, look at him coming out the last corner, which isn't a fast corner at all, and he's sliding massively. And he's got a 15-second deficit nearly to the cars in front, which is what Kingham JJ, if he pits now, he'll come out 3rd. Unbelievable.
Incredible. He's kept on those tyres for a while, and he's struggling, but he's not struggling as bad as
Marklin is back in the pits, and he's not had a wing change. What is going on here today? I can't believe it. He's come in, he said his hypersol, and he's retired from the session. So, wow. Marklin, yet to finish a race, yet to score a point, and yet to impress, that's for sure. and his league status is poor, to say the least. Don Rajiv, first race, and he's currently going around P8 slower than everyone else, but he's still in the race, which is more what you can say for 4 of the other drivers that have attended today. So he's doing well in that sense.
To win it. You have to be in it to win it, exactly. But as King MJJ does pit, there's a crash again. Aldora and
oh, it's Zonda! It's Zonda, and Zonda's just spun. Aldora's got wing damage again. So I'm not quite sure if he just didn't fix his last wing, which would have been interesting. But he might have hit the back of Zonda, because Zonda spun straight round. We've got a yellow...
Zonda is struggling, and Hamilton does get past. I think Aldora does get wing damage from that. I think it was just a mistake from Zonda, and then Aldora had nowhere else to go. And then also does pit, bloody fresh ultra sauce.
Zondo is struggling like crazy. Milan in the pits for his first mandatory pit stop, unlike pretty much everyone else in this race so far. Is he going to keep the position from Milan though? Hamilton, sorry. Manuel and Milan going toe to toe into turn 1. A little puff of smoke there from the Ferrari, but nothing more, and he sweeps around the outside of the Sauber, who may become a warning for that. But he's definitely not going to be under threat from Zonda, that's for sure. So he can just sit in position now, and just be pulled along by Manuel Hamilton. Bearing in mind these two are racing for position, so but Milan did go quite a few laps longer on those hypersofts, so he'll be on fresher rubber towards the end of this second stint.
Yeah, exactly. I think King MJJ did pit, and he's still in the lead.
What's happened here? We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Is that Zonda again? Surely not.
No, it can't be. One that went really wide though, but it wasn't him.
Maybe there's just glitched yellows, because there's constant yellows in the final sector, which is annoying because I think that may prevent overtaking.
Yeah. So yeah, King MJJ still holds a 6.4 second lead from Aldora, who does have
what happened there? Shane... Okay, that was lag, because he's just ploughed into a wall coming into the stadium section. That was really weird. I was going to say he was turning in, and he was slowed down enough, and he just completely stopped. So, yeah, Shane obviously suffering from a lot of lag. The two Toro Rossos suffering massively in this race. King JJ's got the whole world to himself at the moment. He's got a huge gap behind, and as long as he doesn't make any stupid mistakes, he's got an easy win in the bag here.
He really does. Maybe Manuel Hamilton might catch him towards the end, but at the moment it's looking all sunny in Mexico for King MJJ. It's about to be his first win of this season, which is incredible considering you said he only made 28 points in the first 4 races, so yeah.
Yep, that is right. 28 points from 4 races. Virtual safety car! So, what's happened here? Is there someone off? Did somebody leave the session?
I think it's just one just popped up.
So, who's been on the tyres for a while? Shane... It doesn't really work though. If the guys on hypers had stayed out for a little bit longer, it would have helped them massively. But because everyone's pitted and everyone that hasn't is on tyres that are fairly fresh still, they need to take them longer. There's no point in making a pit stop.
Exactly.
And a drive-through penalty for Zonda. Naughty. Speeding under virtual safety car. He will receive a drive-through penalty, and he'll have to serve it within the next 3 laps. So VSC gone. Aldoro still with that dodgy front wing means that his teammate not only will be catching him, but Kingham Jeju will be pulling away as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what Hamilton do now under behind Manuel Hamilton, because he was catching about a second a lap, and that's around. It's now 3 seconds. Was 5 seconds 2 laps ago.
Shane the Boss picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. Unfortunately, everyone is really spread out. We've got pretty much a 3-second gap plus between everyone, apart from Manuel Hamilton, of course, who is catching his teammate now.
I believe they'll keep it clean because now, yeah, a second is the gap. Now 1.9 seconds.
I don't know.
Literally.
Yeah, he got damage from Zonda, didn't he? That's what I was going to say. I don't know why he didn't. Oh, Zonda's out! Speak of the devil! He is out in the S section. Not quite sure how he's lost it there. Mind you, let's be honest, his car was all over the place. And we are down to 7 runners, and we're not even... Well, we've just reached the 3rd distance, and we've lost nearly half the grid. So, yeah, not going well.
we still do have 2 Ferraris, 2 Saubers, and 2 Toro Rossos. So, and 1 Renault.
Do you remember the American Grand Prix that was held in Indianapolis? I think it was
2005, yeah.
Yeah. 6 cars started the race, and there was 2 Ferraris, 2 it was Orange Arrows, wasn't it?
2 Minardis.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, yeah. So yeah, we've kind of got that sort of situation on our hands, and then we've got one guy just out front doing everything to himself. So yeah, a bit of a weird situation, this one.
Yeah, we're only on lap 12 of 36, 24 laps to go. We already lost almost nearly half the grid from certain mishaps and calamities. Both Red Bulls out, Leroy Farmer, Mini, and Eusebio.
All out of the race due to what is, quite frankly, seems like just poor setups, because there's no way you can lose the back end that easily unless they're using the top time trial setups, which is 1.6 with I think it's 9 ballast. So if they're using that, then it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're looking at that, we almost lost both Ferraris with that as well, so we could even have even less. But luckily, they're still alive, still running. And now Manuel Hamilton's now within DRS range of Aldoro for P2. He's struggling on those tyres. I mean, on that front wing, broken front wing, and you could say tyres as well.
Yep, he is really struggling, and now his teammate is right behind him. Manuel Hamilton doesn't need to pick up any unnecessary warnings as Shane pits. He's already picked up, I think, 2 lots of time penalties, so he just needs to keep it clean, and he could have an easy P2 on his hands because his teammate does have a front wing that's hindering him. And these two have already collided once, and it was around this part of the lap last time, so hopefully this time they can keep it all clean, and they'll get on their merry way. But we're waiting to see what happens between these two yet.
Yeah, again, all over the back of it at this exact point, but this time Aldoro goes really wide, suffering from that broken front wing.
Hamilton having a look, but not going for it. You can see how much, look how slow he is. He's not going to let his teammate through though, Aldoro. And Ollie Flavel picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's down in 5th.
And you can only imagine it's only a matter of time, wouldn't you think?
Here we go then, DRS in action as soon as they cross the line, which is there. Aldoro goes defensive very early, cuts back though. Slight bit of weaving there, maybe. Tucks in behind his teammate though. He's going to have a dive up the inside. Thinks about it, goes for it. Sort of spooks Hamilton into a lockup. But Aldoro is in no position to fight with that front wing. He's been caught hugely in the last 4 laps. He really just needs to sit behind and race his own race.
I think that's the only thing. He tries to come back again.
Compromised his line massively there. Well, if we can stay with Hamilton, I'm pretty sure we can expect a bit of action into the stadium section or into turn 1.
You'd think if Hamilton has the tyres and the grip and the pace, he might catch up KMJJ. 10 seconds, 10.3 seconds is the gap.
Well, he's just pulled 2 seconds in a matter of what is a sector, effectively. So,
yeah.
It's not going well for the man who wants F2 racing so badly. He should have pitted off that front wing a long time ago, and only now has he realised, oh, I'm actually quite a bit slower than everyone else, I need to be pitting. And that's what he does at the end of lap 15, or lap 14, sorry. And he goes on to a set of the super soft, so he can go to the end on these, barring any mistakes or wing damage. So we'll see.
P3. Ollie into P4.
Yeah, Ollie, having had an atrocious start, is now back into P4. Milan still on for that podium. Of course, he was there or thereabouts before. And maybe having Manuel Hamilton being held up behind Aldoro, that's actually helped him out a little bit. I didn't really look at the gap, so I can't really say much. But Dom Rajab, I'm presuming he's going to slip into the clutches of the Ferrari behind pretty quickly. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. But everyone, for the meantime, very spread out again. And not until the next round of pit stops we're going to be seeing much action from the drivers, I feel.
Yeah, imagine. I mean, I think if Hamilton can be able to close the gap, he did close 4 tenths on King MJJ. that might be a race towards the end when they both pit. Kind of interesting to see what they do. Both on similarly lapped tyres, 7 laps and 8 laps respectively. So that should be an interesting one. Adoro trying to make his way back up the field. He's got Don Herdrip to catch his 1.8 seconds on fresh super softs. Don Herdrip on 9 lap ultra softs.
Shane the Boss picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that's quite literally at the stage of the race we're at now. It's beginning to just die off so quickly. 12 runners to start with wasn't the best, but having lost 5 cars in the first 12 laps is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. But,
yeah.
Alduro is catching, so we will be witnessing an overtake fairly shortly.
He is catching, but to be fair play to Don Herdrip on his debut race. He's been in through a lot of calamities, made a mistake on the opening laps, but came back to P5. I mean, I think he could have got a podium if he kept it more clean, but unfortunately he's not in P5. His teammate is 8 seconds, sorry, behind, or 18 seconds, sorry.
He's 11 seconds, no sorry he's not, 18 seconds what you said. And that gap is beginning to... I can't really tell. Here comes Alduro then. Into the stadium section they come, side by side. Ferrari down the inside and makes the move. Very easy in the end. Not much of a fight put up from the Toro Rosso driver. Doesn't need to. He's got 10 points in the bag if he keeps it clean. His teammate is a full pit stop and the rest behind.
Yep, I think it's starting to... Well, it's already started, but it's died a little bit. A little action, maybe a safety car might bunch the whole pack up. It won't be good for King MJJ, but good for the action though.
Yep, but it doesn't look like we're going to get much action now for a few laps. Memo Hamilton picks up another time pen. I'm pretty sure he's on 9 seconds already, so it's really going from bad to worse for him. Ollie Flavel needs to pit at some point in the near future. But, actually no, he's on super soft, so he can take those about 20 laps, 25 laps. So he can take those for a bit longer.
Yeah, he's been on those times for 15 laps ago, so I guess he's due for a pit stop around lap 20, 24, depending on when.
Bit wide there from Don Rajib clipping the grass, coming through the S section.
Yeah, there's no real battles, but people are doing their own race. And you know, still trundling along. 7 cars remaining.
Yeah.
JJ doing his own thing.
Yep, he's still maintaining that 9-second gap he's got to Manuel Hamilton, which is now pretty much 18 seconds, I'm pretty sure, because Manuel Hamilton's picked up 3 lots of 3-second time pens.
Yeah. KMJJ hasn't done really put a front wrong lot since the last 2 laps. So he had 2 warnings in the beginning and that's it. He's been controlling it. He's been controlling this race and he's doing really, really well.
Aldoro's beginning to actually close the gap on his teammate, but he is on fresh rubber. And he is 26 seconds behind, so... Yeah, I don't really think that... Mind you, Ollie's got a pit, Milan's got a pit, and Aldoro, can he go to the end? Yeah, he can. So he picks up a 3-second time penalty there, though.
Yep. It depends on when Milan and Ollie does pit. Ollie will be on the fresher set of tyres as he's starting to lose grip. Almost losing it at the back end towards the last quarter.
Aldoro currently the only car racing still that has lost positions. Everyone else up at least 2. Shane up 3, Don Rajib up 6, Ollie up 2, Milan up 4, Manuel Hamilton up 3, King JJ up 3, and then Aldoro down 3 from what was P2. Sorry, was it P2 or P3 in the end? 1, 2,
P3.
3, yeah, P3.
Yeah, I think talk about the first lap of the race. It was just so chaotic. That was so interesting about that. And it was like, Martin getting a bad start, causing a pile up in turn 1. And that led, who was it? Aldora leading the race on these stages. Was leading until like lap 4 or 5 until his tyres went off. And Hamilton collided with him until King MJ took the lead, and that's where he's stuck ever since lap 6 of this Grand Prix.
Yep, just keeping it clean, doing his own thing. He's actually pulling away from Manuel Hamilton, who now pits. So this is where things are going to get a little bit more spicy. Goes on to the super soft. He can take those to the end with ease. As Kingham JJ, as we were just saying, taking it easy.
Yep, man, inherits P2 for now.
Is he going to come out behind his teammate? Comes out the pit exit now. Aldoro is coming down the pit straight. He's got a lot of overspeed on his teammate. This could be a fight for position now. They can both go to the end. We know what happened last time these two went toe to toe. Or sorry, the first time these two went together, because the second time round was a little bit more simple, and Aldoro pulled off into the pits after he was passed.
Yep, Aldoro 5 lap older tyres, has to try and get past Manuel Hamilton if he wants to get a podium. Well, actually he's already got a podium for P3, but P2 this is for the actual battle 4.
Staying with him, or he's just dropping off through this middle sector. Manuel Hamilton's picked up another time pen. He's on, I'm pretty sure he's on 12 seconds now.
100% 12 seconds right now. Got the Salva Ollie Flabel to try and get past if he doesn't pit in the next few laps.
Yeah, Ollie could play a huge factor in this as well. Aldora getting a bit of rear end twitchiness coming out of the final corner. And he's actually, I think he's dropped out of DRS range. Yeah, he has. So having stuck with him through the middle sector, he's then dropped 4/10 off his teammate and the rest. So not quite sure what happened there.
Not quite sure. Aldora just has 1 penalty, so Manuel Hampton has to keep it clean and gain about 9 seconds on Aldora, sorry, to be able to maintain his P2 at this moment. Milan is a dark horse, really. If he keeps up his pace and goes on to another set of ultra softs.
Yeah, he's done 12 laps on these tyres. So when did he come in? End of lap 9. So he's probably coming to a stage where he could go on to super softs and easily make it to the end if he pits now, which he doesn't. Or he can take these ultras a couple more laps. And then do the same stint on the Ultra Softs again. Kingham JJ, meanwhile, on to his final set of Ultra Soft tyres. So he obviously feels he can take these to length. Ollie currently holding up everyone else behind him, so he's good in that sense. Manuel Hamilton's going to get DRS here. Will Aldoro get DRS? I don't think he will, you know. But if these two fight, it could allow the second Ferrari driver to catch up. And the straight line speed from Ollie looks pretty decent here. Dives up the inside as he overcooked it. Covers off the cutback, but yeah, way too deep. Pops it over the curb as well. And Manuel Hamilton will indeed get DRS again, because there's only one detection point around this track.
Ollie, defending on 20 lap tyres, wasn't really going to make that stick or make that work. But he does try again. Doesn't really work out.
Not close enough.
Not close enough, but Milan now inherits the lead of the Grand Prix. It's our third different race leader on this race.
A little bit. Oh my goodness, who was that? That was
That was Aldora.
running massively wide, and Ollie's gonna get back past him, trying to get back past him. Oh, he's pushed him wide, and thank goodness they've moved that wall. He's not gonna go around the outside there. Wow, that is, yeah, he's letting him back through, which is, Aldoro, what are you doing? And he has just put Ollie into a wall. Ollie's now lost his end plate. Poor driving there from the Ferrari. Be investigated after the race, I can assure you that.
And does Pitt come out behind this battle?
Behind this battle is not where you want to be at the moment, and he goes down the inside into turn 1, cuts the corner. Alduro just about making it as well. Pops it over the curb once again. You don't want to do that too many times. Back end is unsettled as you come through there. Ollie doesn't have the DRS, but he's right there in the slipstream. Goes up the inside then. Ferrari just about giving him space. He's going to go for the cutback into turn 6. He can't quite hold it in his course. He's got that wing damage now, and he's going to be dropping off through this middle sector. He's on 21 lap old super softs as well, so he has got to pit again, but he's now got to add another 5 seconds to that pit stop because of the front wing damage.
Milan now can easily push to the end, I feel, and he could probably catch Aldora towards the end of the race. I think that is the battle for P3. Gonna see in a minute.
Yep. Meanwhile, Shane and his teammate battling for what is 6th place at the moment. Should be Shane's highest ever finish if he keeps going. He's just dropped off a little bit there actually. Ollie is actually closed. Oh no, sorry, Milan. No, it's Milan that's going on.
Milan is closing. Yep.
So Ollie, who's going to have to make a pit stop soon anyway, comes in a little bit earlier than he would have liked. He'll go onto the ultra softs, I would have thought. Just see what he goes on to now. We'll follow him in. And another time penalty for Manuel Hamilton. Onto the ultra softs goes Ollie, and off he goes.
Yeah, so if Milan wants to get P3 in this race, he needs to catch about 3 or 4 tenths before the end, but he should be in the fresher tyres, should be able to catch him, as Don Rajib does take the fastest lap at 17.3.
Yep. Oh, and he's just got past Ollie as well, as Ollie's come out the pits.
Yeah, he had to get a front ring change, and that fast lap put him ahead of him.
Pretty sure we'll get a new fastest lap soon from Ollie. But meanwhile, we've got to stick behind this man in front of him.
Yeah, they're both on relatively similar place, so this is also another battle we could actually watch for a bit. See if Don Rajib can defend from Ollie.
He's keeping pace with him at the moment. He's actually sticking in front, whether it's just a dirty air or not quite sure. Coming into the final sector now, where the detection point is. It's just there.
Yep.
Somewhere there. Let's see what he does now down the front straight.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be easy. DRS, simple pass.
Yep, easy move from Ollie in the end. Is Don Rajib going to come back at him? He looks to the inside, but thinks better of it. And he gets a 3-second time penalty as well, which will just push him further back towards his teammate, which is dropping off because he's on much older tyres. Milando is catching Alduro on those fresh ultras. And Alduro this time doesn't have a broken front wing, so it should be a good battle to watch.
About victory, and I think Milan has no penalties. I've not seen no penalties. Yeah, Milan has no penalties, so this is going to be interesting. I think Aldora does have 1 penalty, so... I mean, for now, Milan is actually safe and can get P3 easily without the penalties, but... whether he wants to make it a proper move. As all he does set the fastest up 16.2.
16.2, much quicker than anyone else so far. And he's, yeah, he's definitely not going to catch his teammate. 25 seconds is quite a margin.
Yep.
And he's only got 10 laps, so he'd have to be lapping 2 seconds plus faster. And he does pick up a 3-second time penalty as well.
Yep, and it's pretty much a Noah's Ark field at the moment. 2 Ferraris, 2 Saubers, 2 Torosos. But that could all change. That could all change.
It's going to as well by the looks of it. Milan will have DRS as long as he doesn't make a huge mistake coming through the stadium section. Keeps it tidy. through the little hairpin. And the stadium section, he's exiting now around the back and onto the pit straight, where the rear flap will open now. And he will have a huge advantage in straight line speed. Alduro slightly weaving to try and break the slipstream. Goes to the middle of the track, then goes to the inside. Milan will have the overspeed, but Alduro holds the inside as they go into turn 2. He's compromised his line. This is going to help Milan now on exit. Oh, he's just the back of him. He needed to anticipate a bit better there. He didn't really anticipate where Alduro was going to be and how fast he was going to be. Hopefully he didn't get wing damage from that, because that will compromise Milan massively. But he just needs to be a bit more aware there of the line that Alduro was taking, because he was going to be so much slower on exit, no matter how quickly he got the power down.
Yeah, he made a little error between turn 2, mid turn 2, and does go wide through there. Probably turbulent there, not frequently, but he is understeering a lot. I think that's turbulent there.
Don't know if he's got the camera I have is quite good for wing damage. It doesn't look like he's got any wing damage, but like I said, could be wrong, because this game is very iffy with wing damage. I've realised this quite a few times. Yeah, but he's going to have another try down.
Does slide a lot into your exit and power exit.
Milan a 99, and it only caught them 3 seconds that last lap. So it just goes to show that Alduro is much slower than Ollie, but Ollie is still quite a way behind.
Yeah, Milan's missing almost every apex. Not really attacking them as he'd like, so it's difficult to say if he is or doesn't.
He's definitely got the straight line speed though, looking up the inside. Too far back though for that. Alduro will be checking his mirrors. See if he can close the gap now through this tight, I say tight X section. Is fast flowing, really, not really tight at all. Very strict.
He is struggling there, but he still has a better exit, even though understeering everywhere in that section.
This is the battle for the final podium spot. Milan has actually halved that gap from what we saw quite a few laps ago, which is interesting because he's on a harder compound, but he does have 12 seconds of time penalty, so even if he did get past, he'd still have to pull a huge gap.
You mean Manuel Hamilton? But yeah, he does.
Sorry, what did I say there?
You said Milan.
Oh, sorry. All these red cars on the side are confusing me. Milan's had a great race though, to be fair to him.
Yep.
Never seems to do.
As well, and he's had a great exit there. This could be his chance.
This could be it then, and he pull away through the middle sector as well. Alduro goes to the inside to defend. Milan squeezed to the outside. Can he go around the outside? Alduro's trying to carry the speed through the corner. It's working for the moment, but how much longer can he hold that for? He's holding on for dear life, and it's still 7 laps to go, at which point both these guys' tyres are going to be on the edge, so it's going to be quite interesting to see whose A, tyres go off first, and B, if anyone's tyres overheat, because Milan is pushing and he's in the dirty air.
Yeah, Milan's being very, very patient with Alduro. Although it's parking the apex everywhere he goes, trying to get a better exit and try and break the toe, but it does not seem to be working. It's only a matter of time, you feel.
And of course, Milan's tyres will go up quicker as well. Go off quicker, sorry, because he's on the softer compound. Difference in lines as they come out the final corner. Alduro taking the sweeping line. Milan not so worried about his tyres and his temperature so much, cutting a little bit narrower on exit.
He is further back, but I feel that he should be able to get it through the second DRS, and if he gets a good run.
Just got to keep it clean through his section. Better exit. Late on the power though, exit. And the car just, you could just hear it, there was no power being applied. And it really is starting to affect him. He goes up the inside into turn 4. Is there contact? Nope. Trying to hang around the outside. He's not going to do that there. He's got to try and get past. He needs to try and get past. He's been all over the back of Alduro for the last 2-3 laps. And Alduro, 3-second time penalty. That could play against him as well. Would be nice to see an on-track pass though, rather than time penalties. And this could be it. This could be it here. Coming into the stadium section. Aldura goes all the way to the right. Milan on the outside as they come into this fairly quick right-hander. And he's managed to stick a move up the inside into the hairpin. Aldura's going to hang around the outside. Cuts the corner. Bangs wheels again. He's not giving up. And is he letting past? I think what happened there is he cut the corner. And he was given a illegal overtake, yeah. And now Milan has the DRS. But Alduro is there in the slipstream, which is just as effective. But he is just slightly falling back. He's going to go for the move into turn 1, down the inside. Can Milan hold it around the outside, up in the inside into 2? Very good racing from these two at the moment. Milan will have DRS though. Once again. Goes to the outside, and you know what? He might be past here. Aldura goes very deep, and I think Milan, did he get wing damage there? No, he just backed off.
No,
oh, big slide though. Comes out of turn 5.
That was probably Milan's best chance. I think he should have been a bit more aggressive when he was defending. He gave him the space, which is fair enough, but Aldura was always going to try and do an insane dive on, and he should have known that from the moments he's been trying to defend his worth. Well, Aldura still holds on to that P3. Ollie has caught them by 8 seconds in 3
Yep,
laps.
he is catching, and unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to push enough because those tyres are just going to explode.
Does Milan have DRS? I think he's too far back. No, he's still got DRS. 8 tenths is still the gap.
Yeah, he backed off massively there. I'm not sure if he's just trying to save some fuel or some ERS or what he's doing. Let's just have a quick little check. Yeah, he is critical on fuel.
Yeah, it's
So-
good. His ERS is fine.
We get DRS again here, so he's played that quite nicely. He's obviously trying to save a bit now, just stay within that second gap, not get too close and compromise his lap times. Because although Ollie was 25 seconds behind 4 laps ago, oh no, sorry, 6 laps ago, he has more than half that gap, so you have got to begin to take that into consideration. Ollie, although he's still a long way behind, these guys in front are much slower, and Ollie is flying at the moment.
He really is. But it's more of Aldura holding up Milan than anything else. I wouldn't say Milan is that slow. Fresh ultras, but
Can he
Aldura
get a
is
move
still
done
doing-
this time into turn 1?
he's doing
Things
a
if
better
he gets-
job trying to.
Yes, if he gets past at turn 1, he's got DRS for turn 4, so he's got the advantage in that sense there.
Yeah, but he has to anticipate when Aldura does try and go back for a cutback or a dive bomb. Which he should have done better, because I think he was ahead and he could have just easily just defended on the inside. Didn't do it.
John Rice picks up 3 seconds, but he is 44 seconds ahead of his teammate. What on earth has happened to Shane? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Aldura though.
He's just been lapped by Mammal
Still-
Hamilton, who gets
Three
another
seconds.
3-second time penalty, and that puts him now into the clutches of his teammate.
Again.
But he is catching Kingdom JJ, although there is only 3.5 laps to go.
And KMJJ hasn't had a single penalty during this entire race, he's just kept it clean. And Aldura is still...
Oh, we got a yellow, we got a yellow! And I think that might be Shane. Milan all over the back of Alduro again. I'm not quite sure what that yellow flag was for. Both cars up the front still intact. Ooh. Let's see what he does this time.
Yeah.
Alduro defensive very early. Goes back to the left. Now he's going to come back over to the right, try and block off any slipstream attempt. But here he comes. Here comes Milan. He might go for the dive up the inside. No, thinks better of it. Now he's got critical ERS, so he's going to have to think about something else into turn 4, because he's probably not going to have the run, although better exit there this time.
No, better exit. You think he's going around the outside?
Oh, he's dummied into the outside. He's trying to move up the inside. Alduro sweeps round though. Milan just needs to be a bit more aggressive in there. But he obviously feels that the way Alduro was doing it is not the way he wants to do it, which is fair enough.
Just notice this now, Manuel Hamilton's now only 9/10 off the lead.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. It's obviously King JJ's tyres a shot, but it'd be brilliant if he could finish ahead on track. Obviously, Manuel Hamilton is technically cheating to gain the time, but to actually finish in front of the track would be a huge achievement for him. But he is so much slower in a straight line. And unfortunately for him, it may only be a matter of time. 2 laps left then for the F3 race here in Mexico. I'm not quite sure how, but Shane has dropped another 12 seconds on his teammate. I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Yeah,
but Milan then, he's going to try and manoeuvre again for turn 4, although he's looking up the inside, brakes so much later than the car in front. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there from the Ferrari. He needs to be a bit more aggressive over these curbs, Milan. But here comes Milan. Will he dummy the outside again? Nope, he's going to commit to the outside this time. Can he sweep round the outside? No, again he's running out of time. Oh, Jordan's gone wide! And they touch coming through turn 5! Oh, and there was a big opportunity and he just wasn't there. He wasn't in the position.
He wasn't in a position, meanwhile, battle for the lead.
Yep, that's coming down now. Well spotted. But Manuel Hamilton has picked up another 3-second time pen, and they're going to be coming onto the final lap now. So this is it then. We've got a battle for pole first, sorry, and a battle for the final podium position. Manuel Hamilton versus King JJ for the win. It's Alduro versus Milan for 3rd place, and here comes the first Ferrari. Trying to attack the Renault of Kingham JJ, who doesn't have DRS. He's going to slot in behind. I think he knows that Manuel Hamilton has time penalties, and a lot of them.
Yeah.
He would not have given up the race win that easily.
He wouldn't have done that, no.
Here comes Milan then.
They're weaving all over the track.
They've got a lapped car as well to negotiate. To the inside goes Milan. He's on the grass, and this could help Milan here because there's a lapped car in the way. Oh, and he's trying to shot. He spun. Milan's off. Can he hold it? Oh, Alduro nearly hit him. But that is pretty much all confirmed now. Ollie's right there as well, but he's still a few seconds down. Oh, Milan bottled it at the final moment where he really needed it to stick. And Shane needs to get out of the way here. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do.
Well,
he's lagging all over the place as well. Now, can Milan try and get past again? Through this middle sector, he's been so much quicker on these tyres.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. Here we go then. This is it. The last overtaking opportunity, really. As they come into the stadium section, he forces his car up the inside. It could yet be for Milan. Up the inside he goes. Alduro trying to hang around the outside. He's run out of grip, has he? He's still there for the final podium position. 3 corners to go in F3. And Milan's had to cut the final part of the stadium section, but he's going to sit in behind. Is he going to finish in front on time penalties? I'm pretty sure he is. They cross the line. Good fight from them two. And Milan gets the final podium spot. Ollie comes across the line in P5. What a race in the end from those two. 8 laps of battling. Milan couldn't find a way past. But some questionable defending from Alduro at times.
The King MJJ wins the second Grand Prix. Congratulations to him as well.
How close was it between Manuel Hamilton and Milan in the end? Because it couldn't have been much.
It couldn't have been. Well, I'll have to find out just at the end. But congratulations to him as King MJJ takes.
Well done, you, Kingham JJ, almost doubling his total points tally for this season already. He started this evening on 28 points. He comes away with a whopping 53 points. He is now right up there in the promotion spots. And with Blizzard leaving, it means he is actually now in 3rd place, because Manuel Hamilton, of course, finishing 2nd today. And Mini also DNFing. Milan getting that 3rd place isn't enough. Actually, it is enough to push him into the promotion spots. Alduro P4, it's still going to be a struggle, and he's got 1 race left before the mid-season promotions. But well done to Kingham JJ. 24 seconds of time pens for Manuel Hamilton in the end, and he only finished 2 seconds in front of Milan. Quite extraordinary when you think about it that way.
Extraordinary scenes right there. That's an unexpected top 3. Congratulations again, as I said earlier to King of had drove a faultless race and had one penalty, there you go. But then, did all his worth trying to get past Aldoro, but some questionable defending, but solid defending nonetheless. From Aldoro just tried to get his P3, but penalties in the end, suffered that. And pretty much, it was pretty much like action-packed from beginning and end, but in the middle of it was just a little bit dry. It was just waiting for that massive final shebang, which we finally got.
Yep, we definitely got it, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, definitely a race to forget in some ways, because we only had was it 7 or 8 finishes in the end? I think it was 7, wasn't it?
7 finishes, yes.
So well done to those guys that did survive the full 36 laps and race length. But we are in Germany, I believe, next week. So at the Hockenheimring. So that should be a good race as well. Lots of overtaking into the tight hairpin at that one. But that's it for now. We'll be back same time next week in Germany for the German Grand Prix and round 6, which is crucial for these guys because it is mid-season promotion, and there are currently 4 mid-season promotion spots open, and there's a lot of change that's gone on tonight. So we'll see you next week. Tables will be updated tonight or tomorrow, so make sure you're looking out for those. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.